Elon Musk's latest rumored project has once again captured the imagination of the world, this time in the form of a futuristic fighter style jet that is being described as so advanced that it almost seems to bend the laws of physics. And while some may dismiss it as speculation or exaggeration, the leaks and discussions surrounding this aircraft are compelling enough to warrant serious attention, especially considering Musk's history of making the impossible seem possible, whether through Tesla's electric vehicles, SpaceX's reusable rockets, or Neuralink's brain-computer interface technology. And if there is anyone in the modern world who could genuinely disrupt an industry as entrenched and monopolized as aerospace and defense, it would be him. The narrative emerging is that Tesla and SpaceX have collaborated, leveraging Tesla's battery and propulsion expertise alongside SpaceX's knowledge of aerodynamics, materials, and rocket propulsion to produce something entirely unprecedented. A jet capable of outpacing today's fastest aircraft while consuming a fraction of the energy. In doing so with levels of maneuverability, stealth, and onboard intelligence that push the boundaries of what military and civilian aviation have ever imagined. Industry insiders claim that early test flights have already taken place at secret facilities, with reports of an aircraft that accelerates almost instantly, climbs with unmatched efficiency, and performs turns that appear to defy inertia, leading some observers to describe it as breaking physics, though in truth, it may be more a case of Musk exploiting new physics that traditional aerospace giants like Lockheed Martin or Boeing have been too cautious or too entrenched to pursue. At the heart of these rumors is the propulsion system, and here the speculation becomes especially fascinating, with some saying Musk's fighter jet is powered not by traditional jet fuel turbines, but by a fusion of electric propulsion, plasma thrusters, and next-generation superconducting systems, possibly supported by Tesla's breakthroughs in aluminum-ion or graphene-based batteries that provide rapid discharge and sustained high output without the weight limitations of current lithium-ion technology. And if this is true, it would mean Musk has solved one of the biggest challenges in aviation, sustaining high thrust without the enormous fuel consumption that makes current fighter jets both expensive and logistically complex to operate. Imagine a fighter aircraft that can fly at supersonic or even hypersonic speeds without refueling for hours, powered by clean electricity stored in lightweight, ultra-dense batteries, recharged in minutes via a compact Tesla supercharger-like system, or even in flight through solar skin technology or inductive energy transfer from ground stations. Such a breakthrough would not only render current generations of fighters, like the F-35, obsolete, but would completely upend the economics of air combat, as fleets could be maintained and deployed at a fraction of the cost, while also being far less dependent on vulnerable oil supply chains, giving both militaries and civilian markets entirely new strategic flexibility. Another major angle being discussed is the design of the jet itself, which according to leaked renders and eyewitness descriptions resembles a cross between a stealth aircraft and a sci-fi starfighter, with sharp angular lines optimized for radar evasion, adaptive camouflage skin that changes color and reflectivity to blend with surroundings, and a cockpit that may not even require a pilot in the traditional sense, as it could be fully autonomous or remotely piloted using Tesla's advanced AI systems. Musk has repeatedly said that the future of warfare will be dominated by drones, not human pilots. And if his fighter jet embodies this philosophy, then it may well be the first combat aircraft designed from the ground up with artificial intelligence at its core. Rather than relying on a human to make split-second decisions at high G-forces, the aircraft could process millions of data points in real time, anticipate enemy movements, and respond instantly with countermaneuvers or weapons deployment, while still giving human commanders strategic oversight. This could create a paradigm shift where dogfights, long a symbol of human skill and bravery, are transformed into contests of algorithmic supremacy. With Musk's AI potentially giving its operators an unmatched edge, the speculation extends further when it comes to the materials used in this new jet. As SpaceX has already pioneered advanced alloys and heat-resistant composites to survive the intense stresses of rocket launches and re-entries. And it seems entirely plausible that Musk's team would incorporate these innovations into an aircraft frame that is both lighter and stronger than anything in current use, perhaps employing graphene composites, titanium foams, or even metamaterials engineered to manipulate electromagnetic waves for stealth and communication purposes. A lighter frame combined with ultra-dense batteries and innovative propulsion would allow for extraordinary performance metrics, possibly enabling vertical takeoff and landing VTOL capabilities without the need for traditional runways, making deployment far more flexible and strategic. Imagine a fleet of fighter jets that can launch from urban rooftops, hidden bunkers, or mobile carriers without relying on expensive and vulnerable aircraft carriers. This alone would disrupt decades of military doctrine and shift the balance of power. Weapon systems are another area where leaks and speculation swirl, with some sources suggesting Musk's aircraft might abandon traditional munitions entirely in favor of directed energy weapons, such as high-powered lasers or electromagnetic railguns. Technologies that have been in development for years but never fully realized due to power constraints. Constraints that Tesla's next-gen batteries might finally overcome. The advantage of such weapons is obvious. They are incredibly fast, traveling at the speed of light or near it, making them almost impossible to dodge. And they can be reloaded virtually instantly, as long as sufficient power is available, eliminating the logistical burden of carrying and replenishing missiles or bullets. If Musk has indeed cracked the code on compact high-output energy systems, then his fighter jet could be the first operational aircraft in history, capable of unleashing continuous streams of directed energy, effectively rewriting the playbook of aerial combat. From a strategic perspective, the implications are enormous. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and other aerospace giants have long dominated military aviation with multi-billion-dollar projects, like the F-35 and B-21 Raider, but these companies operate under government contracts and bureaucratic processes that slow innovation and inflate costs. Whereas Musk operates more like a startup founder with the ability to take risks, move quickly, and apply lessons across industries. Just as SpaceX managed to achieve reusable rocketry at a fraction of NASA's budget, Musk's fighter jet project could theoretically leapfrog years of slow, incremental defense development to deliver a paradigm-shattering capability in record time. And this has understandably rattled incumbents who fear that their decades-long dominance in the aerospace industry could crumble in the face of such disruption. But the story is not only about military applications, as Musk has often emphasized dual-use technology that benefits both defense and civilian markets. And a fighter-style jet with electric propulsion, vertical takeoff, and AI-assisted controls could easily evolve into a civilian supersonic transport or high-speed intercontinental shuttle, giving ordinary travelers access to flights that take minutes instead of hours, with costs driven down by reusability and clean energy. Just as the internet began as a military project before revolutionizing civilian life, Musk's aircraft could follow a similar trajectory, starting as a defense disruptor but ultimately reshaping global transportation, supply chains, and even space access, if it doubles as a suborbital platform, of course. Skepticism remains high, with many experts questioning whether the laws of physics really allow for such breakthroughs, or whether Musk's rumored jet is more hype than substance. But those same doubts were raised about reusable rockets, mass-market EVS, and brain-computer interfaces, all of which Musk has pushed forward despite ridicule. The phrase breaking physics might not mean violating fundamental laws, but rather pushing past perceived barriers by applying new materials, new computational power, and new design philosophies that others have been too conservative to pursue. And in this sense, Musk's fighter jet could very well be real, even if it doesn't literally defy gravity. The secrecy surrounding early test flights may be partly intentional, designed to keep adversaries guessing, while also fueling the mystique that Musk has always excelled at cultivating. For now, what we know is pieced together from leaks, speculative renders, insider claims, and Musk's own cryptic comments. But taken together, the picture is one of a bold new chapter in aerospace, one that threatens to topple entrenched players, reshape military doctrines, and eventually redefine civilian aviation as well. Whether this project becomes another landmark success like Falcon 9 or faces setbacks like the long-delayed Cybertruck remains to be seen. But either way, it underscores Musk's unique ability to dream bigger than anyone else in the industry, and to mobilize teams of engineers and visionaries to turn those dreams into tangible prototypes. The aerospace industry may scoff, but it also quietly fears that within a decade, we could be looking back on the first test flights of Musk's fighter jet as the moment when a